April 28, 1967. An army building in Houston, Texas. The heavyweight champion of the world stands in a room. They call his name. Muhammad Ali refuses to step forward. In that moment, he loses his title, his boxing license, and 3 years of his prime. All because he believed the Vietnam War was wrong. That was changing history. Here are 10 moments that proved Muhammad Ali was way more than just a boxer. Moment 1. He chose his own name. February 26, 1964. The day after beating Sonny Liston, 22-year-old Cassius Clay held a press conference. Instead of celebrating his new heavyweight title, Clay announced he was converting to Islam and changing his name to Muhammad Ali. He called Clay a slave name. He wanted to choose his own identity. In 1964, this was dangerous. Most white Americans were furious. Many black Americans thought he was making a mistake. Ali didn't care. He had just become champion, and instead of staying quiet to make money, he declared his independence. This showed Ali would always choose his beliefs over popularity. Moment 2. He refused to fight in Vietnam. April 28, 1967. Ali stood in an army building in Houston. When they called his name to join the military, he refused. He said, "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong." He meant he had no reason to fight people in Vietnam who had never done anything to him. This destroyed his career. Officials stripped his title. Every state banned him from boxing. They took his passport. He faced 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. This cost him 3 years of his best fighting time, ages 25 to 29. Ali was willing to lose everything because he believed the war was wrong. Most Americans called him a coward and traitor. But Ali stood firm. He chose his conscience over his career. This created the blueprint for every athlete who would ever risk everything to stand up for what they believe. Moment 3. The Supreme Court said he was right. June 28, 1971. 4 years after refusing the draft, the U.S. Supreme Court voted 8-0 that Ali was right. The government had wrongly denied his request to be excused from military service based on his religious beliefs. Ali had been legally correct all along. The government had violated his rights. The man called a traitor was now proven right by the highest court in America. Ali's sacrifice wasn't for nothing. His principles had been proven correct by the law. This showed that sometimes doing the right thing takes years to be recognized. Moment 4. The fight that united Africa. October 30th, 1974. Kinshasa, Zaire. Ali fought George Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle. 1 billion people around the world watched, but this wasn't just a boxing match, it was a celebration of black pride on a global stage. Before the fight, Ali walked through the streets. Thousands of Congolese people surrounded him, chanting Ali Bomaye, meaning Ali, kill him in their language. Ali connected with them. In the 8th round, Ali knocked out Foreman using his clever strategy. When Ali won, he wasn't just winning for himself, he was winning for an entire continent. This proved that Ali understood his platform. 1 billion people were watching, and he used that attention to celebrate African identity. Moment 5. He saved a stranger's life. January 19th, 1981. Ali heard that a young man was threatening to jump from a 9th-floor window in Los Angeles. Ali immediately rushed to the scene. He went into the building and leaned out toward the desperate man. Ali said, "You're my brother. I love you and I wouldn't lie to you. Come inside." The man listened and came back. Ali personally took him to a hospital to get help. A photographer captured the moment, but Ali didn't do this for publicity. He did it because someone was suffering and he could help. No cameras were planned. Ali just heard someone needed help, and he dropped everything to save a stranger's life. This was a human being with incredible compassion, responding to another person's pain. Moment 6. He negotiated for hostages while sick. November 1990. Ali was 48 years old with Parkinson's disease. His hands shook constantly. He needed medication just to function. But when he heard that 15 Americans were held hostage in Iraq by Saddam Hussein, he flew to Baghdad. Ali waited a full week for Hussein to agree to see him. His medication was running low. His hands trembled worse each day. But he stayed because those 15 people needed his help. On December 2nd, 1990, Ali flew home with all 15 hostages freed. This showed that Ali's moral authority was so powerful that even dictators who hated America would negotiate with him. Even while his body was betraying him because of Parkinson's, he still used his fame to save lives. Moment 7. He invented modern sports superstardom. Before social media, Ali figured out how to make himself the most famous athlete on Earth. He wrote poems about his fights. He predicted which round he would win. He called himself the greatest. Every athlete today who talks trash on social media or makes bold predictions follows Ali's blueprint. But here's what made Ali different. He didn't just seek attention for fame. He built the biggest platform in sports so that when he spoke about justice, the whole world had to listen. His fame was strategy, not vanity. Moment 8. He showed the world human dignity. July 19, 1996. The Atlanta Olympics. 3.5 billion people watched. Muhammad Ali, shaking from Parkinson's disease, received the Olympic torch from swimmer Janet Evans. His hands trembled as he raised the flame. The entire world watched him struggle to light the cauldron. Ali could have refused. He could have hidden his illness. Instead, he stepped forward with shaking hands and lit the flame in front of billions. He didn't hide his disease. He showed it with pride. In one powerful moment, without saying a word, Ali taught the world that human worth isn't measured by what your body can do. It's measured by your courage and heart. The stadium fell silent, then erupted in tears. Ali proved that dignity comes from vulnerability. Moment 9. A lifetime of service. From 1960 to 2005, Ali spent 45 years using his fame to help others. In 1998, he traveled to Cuba with $1.2 million worth of medical supplies for sick children. In 2001, just 9 days after the September 11th attacks, he walked through the rubble of Ground Zero to comfort rescue workers. In 2002, he traveled to Afghanistan for UNICEF, despite his Parkinson's making travel painful. He funded college scholarships for poor students. He donated his fight earnings to children's hospitals. He campaigned against apartheid in South Africa, standing with Nelson Mandela when it was dangerous to do so. In 2005, President George W. Bush awarded Ali the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest honor a civilian can receive in America. Bush called him a brave, compassionate, and charming man. This wasn't occasional charity. This was a 45-year commitment to making the world better for people he would never meet. Moment 10. The world said goodbye. June 3, 2016. Muhammad Ali died in Arizona at age 74 after fighting Parkinson's disease for 32 years. 1 week later, an estimated 100,000 people lined the streets of Louisville, Kentucky for his funeral. The procession route past his childhood home where his journey began. Former President Bill Clinton gave a speech. Comedian Billy Crystal shared memories. Actor Will Smith and boxer Lennox Lewis carried his casket. People from every race, every religion, and every political background came together to honor a man who lived by his principles. As of 2026, approaching the 10th anniversary of his death, the world still celebrates Ali. The Muhammad Ali Center in Louisville features special exhibitions. The U.S. Postal Service created a Muhammad Ali Forever stamp. New documentaries about his life appear every year. All of this proves that Ali's influence didn't die with his body. His example lives on in every athlete who uses their platform to fight for justice. Why Ali changed everything. Muhammad Ali proved that being famous gives you responsibility. He showed that sometimes doing the right thing costs everything: your title, your money, your freedom. But he also showed that principles matter more than profit. Every athlete today who speaks out against injustice walks the path Ali carved. He wasn't just the greatest boxer. He was the conscience of sports. If you're blessed with talent and fame, you have an obligation to use it for people who have neither. That's legacy. Which moment hit you hardest? The man who gave up everything to stand for peace, or the man whose hands shook but still lit the torch? Drop your answer in the comments. And subscribe. We're covering more athletes who proved sports can change the world.